One Sunday morning, I woke up with the sun streaming through my window, and the first thing on my mind was football. It had been a while since I'd spent an entire day doing something I loved without any distractions. I had nothing else planned, so I decided that this would be a day dedicated to playing football with my friends. I grabbed my phone and texted the group chat, inviting everyone to meet at the nearby football field in a couple of hours. As I got out of bed, excitement began to build. There's something about football that brings out a different energy in me. I quickly got ready, pulling on my favorite football jersey and shorts, and laced up my boots. Before heading out, I packed a few essentials: water, an extra pair of socks, and a couple of energy bars to keep me fueled for the day ahead. When I arrived at the field, a few of my friends were already there, warming up and kicking the ball around. The field was located in a park surrounded by trees, with a large grassy area that was perfect for our games. I waved as I approached, and soon we were all catching up, chatting about everything from work to our favorite football matches. Once more people started arriving, we began organizing teams. We split ourselves into two groups, making sure the teams were even. The sun was already high in the sky, and I could feel its warmth on my back as we stretched and prepared to start the game. There was a sense of anticipation in the air, as we all knew we were in for a long, fun day of football. The game started off with high energy. From the very first kick, it was clear that everyone was in the mood to give it their all. The ball moved quickly across the field as we sprinted after it, passing, dribbling, and shooting. There were moments of intense competition, with each team determined to score the first goal. Every pass felt like it could lead to a break, and the pace of the game was fast. After about 10 minutes, my team managed to break through the defense. I received a pass near the penalty area and, with one quick touch, sent the ball flying into the back of the net. Cheers erupted from my teammates, and I could feel the adrenaline rush. Scoring the first goal set the tone for the rest of the game, and from that point on, everyone's energy doubled. The match continued with back-and-forth action. Both teams were evenly matched, and neither side was willing to give up. We had some incredible plays, skillful dribbles, impressive saves from the goalkeepers, and some near misses that had everyone gasping. The competition was fierce, but the atmosphere was friendly, with plenty of laughs and high fives between plays. After about an hour of play, we decided to take a break. We all gathered on the sidelines, sweating and panting but smiling from ear to ear. The water bottles were passed around, and we rehydrated while discussing the best moments of the game so far. Someone suggested we switch up the teams for the next round, and we all agreed. After a brief rest, we were back on the field, this time with new teams. The second game felt even more intense than the first. As the sun climbed higher, the heat became more noticeable, but none of us minded. The love for the game kept us moving. We pushed through the fatigue, calling for passes, making tackles, and celebrating every goal with loud cheers. The hours passed quickly as we played. Time seemed to blur into one long, continuous game, with breaks only for water and a quick snack. My muscles began to feel sore, but I was so absorbed in the game that I barely noticed. Every sprint, every tackle, every shot felt like an opportunity to outdo myself and push my limits. By early afternoon, the sun was directly overhead, and we took a longer break to grab some food. We headed to a small cafe near the park and grabbed sandwiches and drinks. Sitting together, we shared stories, joked about missed opportunities during the game, and discussed upcoming football matches we were excited to watch. It was a great way to recharge before heading back to the field. After lunch, we were back on the pitch. This time, the pace was a bit slower, but the intensity was still there. The afternoon sun was unforgiving, and we were all feeling the effects of playing for hours, but no one wanted to stop. We switched to shorter games, playing to 5 goals instead of full matches. This gave us a chance to rest in between while keeping the competitive spirit alive. At one point, we decided to play a penalty shootout. There's always something thrilling about penalties: the pressure, the focus, the one-on-one between the striker and the goalkeeper. Each of us took turns stepping up to the spot, trying to outwit the keeper and score. Some of us nailed it, while others sent the ball flying over the goal, leading to a round of laughter and friendly teasing. As the day began to wind down, the games became less about competition and more about just enjoying the moment. We tried out different challenges, like playing with our non-dominant foot or attempting trick shots. The laughter was constant, and the mood was light. It reminded me of why I loved football so much, not just for the game itself, but for the camaraderie it brought. By the time the sun began to set, we were all exhausted. The sky turned a beautiful shade of orange and pink, casting long shadows across the field. We played one final game, a short 1-5 goals, just to close out the day. It was a hard-fought match, but in the end, the score didn't really matter. We were all just happy to have spent the entire day doing something we loved. After the final whistle blew, we collapsed onto the grass, completely worn out but feeling accomplished. Lying there, staring up at the darkening sky, I felt a deep sense of satisfaction. There's something about spending the whole day playing football that makes everything else fade away. It's just you, the ball, and your friends, living in the moment. As we packed up our gear, we talked about how we should make this a regular thing. It wasn't often that we all had an entire day to dedicate to football, but when we did, it was always worth it. The soreness in my muscles was a small price to pay for a day filled with fun, competition, and good company. On the way home, I replayed the best moments of the day in my head, the goals, the saves, the laughter, and the camaraderie. My body was tired, but my mind was still buzzing with energy. I couldn't wait for the next time we'd all get together for another football marathon. When I finally got home, I collapsed on the couch, grateful for the day and the friends I had spent it with. There's nothing quite like a full day of football to remind you of the simple joys in life. I fell asleep that night with a smile on my face, already looking forward to the next Sunday spent playing the game I loved.